Hello my friends and welcome back. Today I'm going to do this plan with me with a voiceover, so I do apologize, but the next couple will be voiceovers. This one is called Merry Movies. I kind of messed up this page, so that's why it's in my stash, and I love this. So this is kind of like old Christmas movies, kind of a kit with a very retro feel to it, which is right up my alley. You guys know how much I love my little retro kits. And then there are a couple of extra pages in here. I'm not going to use the TBC Nation page because I'm going to use the sidebar. I'm going to fill in the whole entire sidebar, so we won't use that. But I'm just going to start like I always do, laying down the washi, trying to get everything lined up. And then I thought I would use this opportunity, since I have to voice over 2 videos anyway, I'm going to use this one to answer some questions. So instead of me yammering throughout the entire thing about the process, I'm going to answer a couple, I think there's about 5 questions here that I'm going to try to get to and before the end of this video. So I figured it was easier for me to answer questions on a video than it was to try to type out individual stuff. I have answered people individually that have asked me these questions, but then I thought, well, I did get a couple of them where it was more than one person asking, so I thought, you know what, let's just do a video, make life easier. So the first question is, why the change? So why the changes to the shop? Like, I think I made a couple people nervous, thinking that maybe things were changing a lot since I brought apparel into the new shop and made a lot of some of the stuff is going away, some of the things people were worried about the printables. So let me just backtrack and tell you what was going on with why I made the changes that I did. So I want to use 2023 as kind of like a jumping forward and trying to do more focused on the business, more focused on expanding the business and that kind of stuff. And I couldn't do that being trapped into the Scrappy Fox name. So the Scrappy Fox, if you followed this channel for very long, you know it's been around for a while, and it's gone through 2 name changes. The first one was It's Only a Dream 97. That was the first name that it had. The second name was the Scrappy Fox, and now it's going to be Coco and Fluff, and hopefully it will stay Coco and Fluff for the rest of this business's life. So when it started off as It's Only a Dream, I used to make my own journals, like handmade photo album / journal / planner, whatever. And I had a partnership with some of the paper companies, and we would combine and make boxes, and those would ship out to people. And I've had some questions about those because some of those videos are still there. They're very back in the very beginning when I first started filming, and that was the reason why I started filming, is because I was doing tutorials teaching people how to make the books themselves and providing all of the materials that you would need in order to recreate what I was doing. So that's where the first name came from. And that is because I have a very, very deep love of Alice in Wonderland and It's Only a Dream. And the year 97 was when it started. So that's how far back this channel goes. Then I moved to the Scrappy Fox when I started doing cards. So I started doing card making, and I started working for some of the card making companies that provide the products for you, like La La Land, stuff like that. So I was getting all of the product to make those for free. So, and then I also had discounts to purchase other things from those same stores. I entered a lot of contests. I won a few, stuff like that. So, but I've always had a planner. Always. I've always had a planner on my desk somewhere, multiple planners. I've always been the type of person that needs to write everything down, or else I forget what I'm doing, especially when you have a lot of deadlines. So when I started really getting into the stickers in the planners, because I didn't have stickers before, I just like wrote everything in my planners that I needed to do and the timelines and all that. When I really started stickering them up and really like fell in love with that process is when I opened up my sticker shop. So I started making my own stickers before I opened my shop, obviously, but started making my own stickers, started buying stickers like a crazy person. Fell in love with the process, fell in love with the design process, and then it just kind of ballooned from there. So the change from the Scrappy Fox to Coco and Fluff is just a transition into actual just planners. Like, this is what we are, this is what we're doing, those are our characters. I don't like having the mix between the Scrappy Fox and Coco and Fluff. I want them to be separate. The Scrappy Fox was a fantastic time. It got me through some very rough times when my husband was in school and I was the only income, and we were trying to, pay all the bills, and we didn't have any extra money. So working for these companies was a way for me to continue to be creative, but not break the bank, trying to buy supplies and doing all that. So it was a wonderful time, and I'm really, really happy and grateful that I was able to do that. But this is the business part. This is what I want. So that's why the change in the name. So question number 2, what about the Etsy shop? Like, what's happening to the Etsy shop? So in time, not right this second, I can tell you it's going to be a bit of a transition. I'm going to kind of follow Planning with Manny's the path that she took. So she kept her, and I believe she still has her Etsy shop up, but she opened up her standalone shop as well. And that was to allow people to find her, because one of the things that Etsy does really, really well, besides take all your money, is they promote, and they're an easy place for you to find the shops that you love. So I don't want to lose the promotion and for people to be able to find Coco and Fluff. So I'm going to leave that Etsy shop up, but you're going to see things kind of slowly disappearing from Coco and Fluff, and they may be disappearing permanently, like if it was kits that are in the old format that didn't do well and I'm not going to reformat them. Or it's like if you are in love with Frankie and Pip stuff, you probably should pick it up now and kind of hoard it, because Frankie and Pip are going away. So all of those icons, the doodles, those are all going to change over to Coco and Fluff. So you won't see Pip and Frankie anymore in there. So if there's something on there, but you will see those same styles, but just in the Coco and Fluff. So like the Lazy Days where Frankie's chilling on the couch, that's going to probably be Coco chilling on the couch. The reading one where Pip is sitting in the big overstuffed chair and she's reading a book is probably going to be Fluff in the chair. However, I will tell you that Coco and Fluff are going on a diet. So they're not going to be quite as fluffy as they are right now. They're going on a little bit of a diet. I've been kind of playing around with the design and trying to fine tune it a little bit better. And since my daughter's not really doing any of the drawing anymore, at least not right now, I can't say she won't do it forever, but for right now she's not doing it. So I've taken Coco and Fluff back over myself, and I've been kind of playing around with the design. So you will see a little bit of a different, not quite as chunky Coco and Fluff. Anyway, so that's what's happening with the Etsy shop. I will be keeping it open forever. And the reason why I'm keeping it open forever is because that is where eventually it is going to turn into a completely printables shop. So everything that you find in Coco and Fluff will be printables. So it's all downloadable stuff. And there won't be any more physical products that you can purchase from the Etsy store. So that's the plan. Just so you know, printables are not going away. They will be staying in the Etsy shop. So you will, and I will always have links to both, from Coco and Fluff to Etsy and from Etsy to Coco and Fluff, the standalone shop. So you will always be able to find what you're looking for. Number 3, will the subs ever be coming back? So I've been asked this multiple times. So I thought this was the perfect place to address it. No. No, I will not be doing any type of a subscription service again. What I am doing is starting a new, bundles. The exclusive art is not going away. I love my artist. I love the art. I don't care if a single person buys it, which has happened. There have been a couple of the kits that came out that, maybe sold like 5 or 6, which is not anywhere close enough to pay for the art. I can tell you that right now, but I didn't care, because at the time when I buy those things, I'm buying them because I love them. And eventually somebody out there, other people are going to be like, oh, I like that. And then they'll pick it up as well. So that's happened with some of the other kits, but I can tell you that I'm not going to make it a subscription, because that kind of pigeonholes me into the type of kits that I need to do for the subscription. And I like being able to do it this way, where if I feel like doing Harry Potter, I'm gonna do Harry Potter. If I want to do Disney, I'm gonna do Disney. If I want to do a Wednesday Addams kit, I'm gonna do a Wednesday Addams kit. That's gonna be why I'm not doing subscriptions anymore, because I feel like people who subscribe expect a certain type of a kit and a certain style, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to make whatever I want, whatever is on my mind at the time, which you can already tell that Wednesday Addams is on my mind, that I want to do a kit like that. So those are the plans as far as subscriptions. We're not going to do them anymore, but the exclusive art stuff will continue to come. It may not be every month. It may be, a couple months in between each one. I can tell you there's one coming out in January though. So I do have one specifically will be released hopefully on January 1st. So you will be able to have that one. And then I have one more for February for sure, which is a Harry Potter kit. And then I'm kind of up in the air as to whether or not the next one will be the Wednesday kit or not. So we'll see. We'll see how sales go in January, because I can tell you sales haven't been that great. And I have been asking people to kind of get an idea. Is it me? Is it my shop? Is it my product? Is there something about my shop? Like, is it the layout? Is it the artwork that I'm picking? What is it that's causing the sales to just nosedive? Like literally half what we did the year before is what we did this year. So I was kind of a little bit worried and honestly grateful that I have a full-time job that I can fall back on. And I really, really feel for the shops that don't have a full-time job, that that totally rely on this income to make ends meet, because if that was the case, we would have had to close the doors. So kudos to those shops that are doing well and can continue doing well. And I hope to be able to get to a point where I can start cutting back on my full-time job and being able to concentrate more on just this. But it's, you know, with the way last year went, it's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm going to continue to bring in new products, bring in new ideas, new things. And that's where the journaling bundles, if you've gone onto Coco and Fluff recently, you've seen the journaling bundles are there, and those have the journal in them, washi, the whole 9 yards. It's a whole bundle, and it's basically first come, first serve, because I only, you know, all of those things have to be ordered. So washi tape and the journals have to be made, the washi has to be made, all of those things have to be produced. So it's as many as I get at the time. It's not a pre-order. It's a what's there is what's there. So if you're interested in the journaling challenge that we're starting on the Facebook group, I would be like kind of on top of getting those journaling bundles when they come out, just so that you have them and you can kind of play along. Anyway, back to the questions. Question number 4, Harry Potter artwork. I kind of answered that one. Yes, we are going to continue with the Harry Potter artwork. I know that I don't have Una anymore. I still haven't heard from her. I'm not really sure what's going on, if she's just strictly working in her country and she's no longer on a platform that I can find her. So I'm going to have my artist that I've been using all along continue. So she's the same artist that did year 1. So if you love year 1, you're going to love year 6 and 7. So, and all of the standalones that she's going to do in between, which the one coming out in February is a standalone. So the one that's coming out in February is like, I'm going to take things, like one's going to be I have the ideas in my head, I haven't gotten there yet. So one's going to be a Hagrid kit, because I want an all Hagrid kit to basically honor Bobby Coltrane as Hagrid. So we're going to do a Hagrid kit, library kit. There's like certain things. I may do a Quidditch kit. There will be standalones, along with, I definitely have year 6 and year 7 coming out as well. So Harry Potter's coming back, and I will try to get those done before the end of 2023. Those are kind of all sort of the lineup. So that answers hopefully that question on the Harry Potter, because there is a Harry Potter kit coming out in February. So and then the last one is the Coco and Fluff. So I wanted to kind of address my daughter not really drawing for us anymore. She does do some stuff. I can't say that she doesn't. She does do some stuff. She's going to be doing some standalone things, but we're not doing the kits anymore with Coco and Fluff, because 2 reasons. One is that they're extremely time consuming for her, and she doesn't have it. She also has a autistic baby at home. I don't know if I've probably told you this before, but Raina can be a bit of a handful sometimes. She's not like on the very dark end of the spectrum, but she's a handful. And so trying to find time to draw with Raina, who doesn't nap, who is constantly climbing and getting into things and doesn't listen, and, you know, more so than a normal 18-month-old baby would do, she's a bit of a handful. So between that and her working full time, and they're moving, and just all of the things, it's just too much. And I know, I can tell, because she loves to draw, but she gets really stressed out. So I've decided that I will take over Coco and Fluff and go back to them just being the icons. So you'll be getting all of the icons, the newer ones done by me, and anything new that comes up, like when I replace all of the Frankie and Pips with the Coco and Fluffs, that's going to be me doing that. Unless she suddenly has some time, but I don't really think that she will, because Raina's got a lot of appointments coming up, and because she's coming up on that 2-year-old thing where they start her in all of the big programs. Right now, she's got an occupational therapist, a speech therapist. She's got all those things, but the bigger stuff starts to happen when they turn 2. So, and she turns 2 at the beginning of next year. So that's when I think really Ashley's not going to have a lot of time to do this, even though I love that she does it and she wants to do it. I just don't think it's in the cards for her right now. Maybe when Raina's a little bit older, she can come back and try to do it again. Anyway, so enough about that. This planner, this kit is absolutely adorable. I love the way it turned out. It's it has those retro colors that I love. I love the way it's all laid out. Of course, this is one of my kits, so I know exactly how, where, what I want to do with it. But I love having the up and down, like the boxes on the top and the boxes on the bottom with the washi strips. I just think it's so stinking cute. And then all the little extras that I'm going to add in. I didn't use too many of them, but I did use enough for that I thought was like applicable to that particular box, like that one right there with the hot cocoa, because that's probably a day that I'll go get coffee with my friend at work. And then, you know, just the little movie ones around the movie marquee, stuff like that. And then the rest of them, to be honest, I forgot to print out the Christmas quotes. So right now this planner looks fantastic because it has every one of those empty boxes has a quote in it, and they are fantastic. So anyway, that is it. This is everything. This is everything I have left over. I've got a ton of stuff left over to kind of do like a little mini spread. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. I hope I answered some of your questions, and I hope you guys have a fantastic, amazing week. I will see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.